they're like an intermediary between like the grain, the people who bring the grain in, and then the people, the end user.
Yeah, so they'd be a grain trader, so they're buying it from the farmer or another co-op out there in the country, and then they're selling it to a feed or flour mill. So they would buy it from that farmer. Let's just say wheat, for example. That farmer in central Kansas, they would buy that wheat off the farm. We would move it into a terminal, and then from that terminal, then we would send it to a flour mill, like that would get made into crackers or bread or pasta or anything like that.
Okay, and explain to me like how grain moves. Like how's the life cycle of grain?
Yeah, so grain, and it depends on the type of grain, but I'll just kind of tell you what I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
The main commodities: corn, soybeans, wheat. A lot of that grain, again, it's planted in the spring months, grows in the summer months, harvests in the fall months. So a lot of times your fall months are your big push. That's when truck freight's hard to find. Trucks are moving and getting it moved from the farm into the grain bins. And then throughout that year in the off season, then it's moved from those grain bins to the end users. So it's getting moved to, again, when you're doing all these commodities, but it can get moved to an ethanol plant where it's getting made into ethanol, and the byproducts are getting made into some kind of feed. Pet food is huge in the Midwest. So a lot of that grain gets moved to pet food manufacturing plants and stuff like that. So a lot of times it depends on the grain. Wheat has a long shelf life, but corn and soybeans, a lot of that has to get moved or consumed within that next growing season. Otherwise, it starts to deteriorate.